Hello everybody, Michelle from Michelle's Craft Corner here. This is my regular Friday Facebook Live video. If you're watching this video on YouTube afterwards, I do this every Friday on my Facebook page, which you can find here. It's a live video, so if I talk or interact with anybody as they pop on, just realize that's just the nature of the video. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about some card basics. I've had a lot of good questions recently about just different Stampin' Up! Products and getting started, so I wanted to cover some of those things today. So first off, I want to show you kind of one basic necessity for every crafter, and that is a good cutting board. Move my holiday guys over. Okay. So this is Stampin' Up's cutting board, and what I love about it is it has both a cutting and a scoring blade. So it's basically a good two-in-one. Other thing is it actually extends. I know it looks small, but it extends all the way out, and you can do about 14.5 sheet of paper. So that is more than your standard 12 by 12 cutting board. I know one of the key things a lot of people don't necessarily realize, if you come to a class, I generally do this step ahead of time, but I want to show you how you can basically do how quick and easy it is to do a card base. So this is just a standard piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. This is in the new Emerald NV, one of our new in colors. And so I'm just going to make two quick card bases real quick, and because I do mention that in my videos, I kind of skip this step. So I want to show you how easy they are to make. So I'm going to slide this guy in here, and then 8.5, half of 8.5 is of course 4 1/4, so I'm going to line it up right there. And then using my scoring blade, just go straight down the center. It makes a nice line. Hopefully you can see that. Yep, okay. And then I'm going to turn the whole thing and then line it up at the 5.5. So basically we're scoring it in half and cutting it in half, going both ways. And so now I'm going to use my cutting blade and just at 5.5 cut straight up there. So with one 8.5 by 11, I get two card bases. And when I'm talking about in my videos about card bases, this is what I mean, just your standard cut and scored, ready to go. So that is just one quick and easy card basic thing that most people, you should know. So let's move on from there. So love the Stampin' Up! Cutting pad. All right, the other question, I'll move these off to the side. The other question I get a lot of times from recently with new people is about the different types of glue. So I'm going to go over that real quick and move this guy over a little bit. So Stampin' Up! Has three main types of glue. We've got our Tombow, our Snail, and the Fast Fuse. Now there is also a fine tip glue, but I'm not going to cover that, as that is not normally the standard one everybody uses. So the Tombow is a really nice liquid glue. It has both a fine tip and a broad tip, so you can really use either one, just depending on your project preference. I tend to always use the fine tip because you waste less glue that way, and you can really get into small detail spots. Next one we have is the Snail adhesive. The Snail is great for first-time crafters. You don't have to wait for glue to dry, it also is just a real easy, you kind of pull it down and then just pull it across, and it makes like a sticky tape strip. This is really good for paper-on-paper projects, but this is kind of a lighter tack, so it won't hold heavy-duty projects. But paper-on-paper, this works great. This is great also. I use it for with kids. Very easy. I don't have to worry about as much mess. The other thing with this is once you run out of tape, you just snap it apart, just like that, and throw this piece away, and then clip in a new one. So doing a new one is quick and easy. And here we go. There we go. Okay. Fast Fuse is similar to the Snail. It's another strip tape adhesive that you just pull, but it is a tougher, harder tack than the Snail. It'll hold up a bit better, and is a little just stronger adhesive. Now this one pops apart as well for refilling. Because it's a stronger tack though, when you're separating the line, you're going to need to do a check mark. So you kind of pull it across and then check it up. And that tears it, because otherwise it just doesn't break as easy. But those are the three basic types of adhesive that Stampin' Up! Sells. I bounce my favorites depending on the project. but they're just, and you really have to try them all and see what your personal preference is. The other product I would also recommend is the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. I use these all the time. Now, I don't know if you can tell in the video. Let me open this real quick so you can see. So this is one pack. This is a brand new pack. So it comes with 3 sheets. And on these sheets are these tiny little hexagons. I don't know if you can see them. So you just peel and stick and then tear off the paper on top. Now what these are good for is giving a project dimension. So making it pop up a little on top of something. An example would be, this is a card I did this week, and you can kind of tell, hopefully in the video, that the balloons and the fox are both kind of popping up a little off the card, and I did that with dimensionals. I just popped 2 of those on there, and it sticks up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can tell that as well, but just a really simple, easy, wonderful product. Use those all the time. So, moving on, we have the Stampin' Up! Ink pads. Now these are different than ink pads that you find like at your basic hobby store. The lid does not lift straight off. To open it, you basically clip it. You have the click and flip, and you slide it, and you'll hear it click again, just like that. Like that. Now the reason it's designed that way is so that the ink pad is upside down, so gravity will keep the ink right at the top of the ink pad, so it'll always be nice and juicy. So that again, you know, I'm gonna clip, flip, slide, clip it again, and it's a little different, but after you do it a few times, you really get the hang of it. This is also kind of a foam ink pad, so it's really good and juicy, so you don't have to really press too hard with that one. And once it gets dry, we have all re-inkers, so you don't have to throw the ink pad away. You just put some ink on it and you're good to go again. So that's really nice, especially once you've figured out what your favorite colors are. You can keep them going for a long time. Okay, so moving on from ink pads. Oh, and then the other last thing too is the design is nice because you can stack them. They're very stackable. So the next question I get a lot is, especially with this new catalog, is about the different types of stamps. So I'm going to show you the 3 different types of stamps that Stampin' Up! Carries and go through them really briefly. So this is the basic wood mount stamp. You can see at the front and the back. This one's been used a little bit. Someone got a little too happy with the ink pad. So generally when people think of stamps, they think of this wood mount stamp. It's your very standard. Not all of Stampin' Up! Stamps come in this. A lot of them have different options. But this is kind of your standard. It's got the rubber, and then under that it's got the little foam layer. I don't know if you can see that foam layer. It gives it a little cushion. And when you order them, you do have to put them together. But it's really quick and easy. It's just peel and stick. So that's that one. Now this is kind of the newer type of stamp. This is a clear mount, and for this you need an acrylic block. I probably should grab the bigger one. He's a little flopping off, but this is the butterfly from the Papillion Potpourri stamp set. Very cute. And the dove is from the Strength and Prayers stamp set. I just really love that one. Anything with a good scripture can't beat. So I just pulled some from different stamps sets. So with the clear mount, similar to the wood, it's got that foam edge in there that kind of gives it that extra cushion. You peel and stick it to your block, and you can see exactly where you're stamping because of the image on there, and you can stamp right away. I think sometimes it doesn't always want to stick very well, and that's basically if your block is not clean, and mine needs to be cleaned. So that is kind of the newer type of stamp that we're seeing way more is the clear mount. And a lot of Stampin' Up! Stamps come in either the wood or the clear. But the newest type of stamp that we carry is the photopolymer, and this is the little reindeer from the new holiday set, Cookie Cutter Christmas. Here it is. Right there. I've been playing with him a good bit today. Lots of fun projects with that set. So the photopolymer is like a clear plastic. I don't know if you can see, that. it clings really well to the block. It's not coming off at all. And what's nice is similar to the clear, you can see exactly where you're stamping because of that clear image. Now, it doesn't, oh, it popped out for a second. Okay. When you first get it, it doesn't have that clear define. This is more what it looks like. This is a little gingerbread man. I haven't stamped with him yet. The thing with the photopolymer is that it does lightly stain over time when you use it. So that's just a common, normal thing. There's nothing wrong with your stamp, but you do, it is better if you stamp it in a lighter color first, like a light blue, light pink, and it just kind of reduces the amount of stain. Don't recommend stamping it in black on the first go around. The other thing is because it does not have that foam layer similar to the clear and the wood, you know, we talked about just a second ago, to make a really good crisp, clean stamp, recommend using the Stampin' Up! Pierce Mat. Now this is just basically a big block of foam. It was really handy for doing piercing projects or poking holes through stuff, but for the photopolymer it really helps to make a nice crisp stamp if you stamp on top of it just like that. Because the photopolymer needs a few extra seconds of contact with the paper to get a really good crisp image. But other than that, it did stamps great, just like any of the others. So those are the 3 different types of stamp sets, or stamps, that Stampin' Up! Provides. And really, it's personal preference which you may prefer. You just learn as you play with them. But some stamps now only come in the photopolymer because you can, Stampin' Up! Can get more detailed images. So just something to be aware of. Alright, moving on. Oh, and since I just talked about this cute guy, I wanted to show you, I'm prepping for my holiday catalog launch party. So if you're local to the Orlando area, check out my website for more details. But I was working on some cute projects with this guy. I'm trying to decide what nice little treat to have for everybody. This is a Kit Kat, that's a little mini one that's wrapped up with the little Santa from that set. And then this is a little Hershey Kiss tree. Teepee there, wrapped up. So there's 2 cute little projects. I do have a lot to show, but because of the holiday party, I'm going to hold off on some of my card examples until next Friday, so that, oh, thank you, Sandy, so that everybody who comes to the party can see it first. So this is the only pre-party sneak peek I will give you guys, but I've been very, very busy. Let's check my list. The other thing I would recommend for new stampers and those new to stamping is paper pumpkin. Now this is a orange paper pumpkin box, and here's one of the kits. Now this one I had already made, and I think I showed you guys pictures last week, but it comes with instructions. It comes with the stamp. There we go. It comes with the stamp, the envelopes, the little ink pad, and everything you need to do a project. Now this is great for first-time stampers or those that aren't sure about, you know, having too much stuff. I know a lot of people worried about crafting and having too much stuff, but this is a great kit. It gets mailed to you. It's only $19.95, includes shipping. So this is a great, great project, and I particularly like this month's kit. I think it's really, really cool for fall. And right now, Stampin' Up! Has a great deal. Buy 1 month, get another free. I know I mentioned it last video, but it's the keyword is BOGO, and it's on mypaperpumpkin.com. You can sign up for that and get all this awesome crafting stuff straight to your door. So that's pretty much all I have in the video today. Do tune in next week for more projects and things, and do try to come to the party if you can. If not, I'll be showing all the fun projects from it next Friday. So take care, guys. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you next week.